Hello, 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 hello. It has been a long time. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Tea Talks with Tawan. We are off a hiatus. We are off of our summer vacation and we are back and we are ready. You know what we stand for here. You know, we believe everybody needs a little TLC, and you know what I'm talking about. That transformational lifestyle content that helps you with becoming your best self and creating your best life. I hope everyone has enjoyed their summer, got the kids back to school, and now you're back to your grind and doing all the things that you need to do to help you with becoming your best self and creating your best life. Today, I'm excited about our episode that is going to come up, that we're going to be talking about, we're in that season where everybody is talking about finishing strong. It's something about when we get to this last quarter and everybody is adamant, stuck on, focused about finishing strong. So today I want to use this episode. I want to talk about what does it mean to finish strong. Um, like I said, this is the time of year that everybody gets kind of focused on this. It's individuals, it's small businesses, big businesses, and organizations who are really focusing on how are we going to finish that last quarter? What are we going to do for the fourth quarter to bring us across the finish line, but not just come across the finish line, but how are we going to come across the finish line strong? How will we finish strong? And I have a lot of people always asking me, what does it mean? What does it mean to finish strong? Well, for me, it's a couple of things. So I want to share with you some of the things that it means for me for finishing strong. And before I get into this, I just want to thank everybody who's on, who is watching. I want to give you a big shout out. Thank you for coming back and joining us after we have been on our summer vacation. I know you miss me and I miss you all. So hopefully this episode will be something that you can glean from. You know what I believe in. Get your pencil, get your piece of paper, get in a comfortable spot. Please take notes because I'm always going to be dropping some gems that you can walk away and that you can take and that you can do now. And please invite a friend, hit the share button, subscribe to my page on YouTube. If you're watching from LinkedIn, thank you. I see a thumbs up somewhere. Don't know where the thumbs up is coming from. Can't really see the comments at all, but I guess I'll get to it at some point. But we're going to talk about finishing strong and what does it mean. So finishing strong to me mean a couple of things, and I'm sure some of you all will share in the same thing of what it means to finish strong. First, I want to say finish strong means good evening, Delana Watkins. How are you? How are you? We need to chat. But finishing strong, it means to obtain the prize. You know, at the beginning of the year, we talk about keeping your eyes on the prize and going for the goal or whatever it is that you named the prize that you did. And what's going on? Okay, did y'all see that? Somebody don't want to talk about finishing strong, but the devil is alive. But it means really obtaining the prize. Is getting to what you is getting and achieving what you set out to accomplish. And that's always a very good feeling. It also means that you have accomplished what you set out to do. It is nothing like it's a wonderful feeling when you say, I want to save $5,000, I want to lose 15 pounds, I want to get that promotion, I want to start my business, and you want to finish it by a certain date, let's just say by the end of the year, since we're talking about finishing strong in this last quarter. And when you get to the end of the year, you can say, oh my gosh, and you start looking at your list and you start looking at all the things that you had set forth to achieve in that year, and you just start checking them off. And it's nothing like setting that goal, accomplishing the goal that you set. So to accomplish the goal that you have set for yourself, and some of us got some God ordained goals too. So setting the goal that the Lord has for us as well. You know what I'm saying? Because some of us have different goals for different reasons. And the last thing it means to me, it means to endure. It means to be faithful and to keep doing whatever it takes to reach your goal. Because let's be very clear, how you start off in January will change somewhere between February and March. I'm not even giving people a long time. We know that people set these New Year's resolutions, and if you don't set resolutions, goals, but we tend to fall off when it comes to about February or March. So to endure and to be faithful. So what does it mean now? Let's just talk about that again. What does it mean to finish strong? It means that we're going to obtain the prize. We have accomplished our goal, and we have endured, and we have been faithful in our commitment to ourselves. So I love that. I don't know about you all. And drop in the comments. Tell me, wherever you're from, tell me, what does it mean to you to finish strong? Hey, Gail. So tell me and share with me, what does it mean to finish strong? So now that we know what it means, or what it means to me, because you should define for yourself too. I always tell people, define things for yourself. What finishing strong means for me may not be the same thing for you. So how do you define it? But an overall definition really is obtaining the goal, having the attitude and the behaviors that is needed so that you can finish and complete. Why don't people finish strong? There are some things that will happen that will keep us from finishing strong. And you have to be realistic, and you have to kind of just own your stuff and own the things that go on. You can't always finish strong. So, what keeps us from finishing strong sometimes? Life. We get up every morning and life happens. Life will happen to us. Anything can happen. Um, you can get married, your status can change, your marital status can change, and that can change your goal and what you're working towards. Tragedy in family, tragedy to yourself, loss of job. There's so many different things. Life will happen. And when life happens, a lot of times when it happens, it derails most of us or some people from moving forward on their goals, or having to stop maybe and pause to deal with whatever life situation is going on, and to deal with that. And so they have to put their goal on hold for a moment, so they're not able to continue to move and keep pressing towards the goal. So life will happen. As long as you breathing and living, life will happen. So when I always tell my clients in the beginning, you have to prepare for these life things. You do have to prepare for life situations, because they are going to come, period. Gail said, I don't always finish with a star because I put too much on my plate. Well, Gail, that is a very good point. Sometimes we have, I hate to say this, but sometimes we have one too many goals, or too many big goals that we're trying to work on all at one time, because we're always working on a number of goals at the same time simultaneously. But sometimes we have these big audacious goals that we're going at, and not just one, but we have about 4 or 5 of them, that takes a lot of energy, a lot of resources. And because we have to split our time in so many different places, something happens. One of those goals do not get met. So putting too much on your plate can be one of the hindrance for keeping you from not achieving your goals. But having too much on your plate sometimes is also about time management. If you decide that you are really one of those go-getters, and you have some big, bold, audacious goals, and you have more than one, then you have to manage your time differently. Time management is important when you're talking about performance, when you're talking about reaching your goals. So how do you spend your time? Are you spending your time wisely? You can't be on TikTok. You just definitely can't be on TikTok. Mary Jones says, let's see what Mary Jones says. My problem, too much. Too much on your plate as well. And Mary Jones is joined from Cali. Okay, Mary, thank you, from California. So my recommendation for those who are saying too much on your plate, first of all, I want you to go back and look and reevaluate and see if those goals are very important to you, and look at your deadline dates, because sometimes when you have competing deadline dates, that also makes things very difficult. See if you have some flexibility to change some of your deadline dates. And if you can do that, change your deadline dates. Look at how you're spending your time, because you're going to have, if you have multiple things on your plate, you have to give each one of them a certain amount of time. So let's just say that you have a boutique and you want to do some marketing. Maybe you need to do all your scheduling of your posts on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're posting. Maybe you need to have a system in place where you can schedule everything for the week on Sunday. And then you can use Monday and Wednesday to get out orders. But you have to have some type of system in place because, again, most of us are balancing a lot of things, a lot of priorities. And because we have a myriad of priorities, we have to figure out how we can do all the things we need to do. You have to have a systematic way to do it, and that does help. And sometimes just delegating. Delegation is also big when you're talking about you have a certain amount of priorities and goals that you're trying to meet. So think about that. Is there something that you can take off your plate and delegate to somebody else who can effectively do it and help you get to your goal? Because you definitely want them to help you and not hinder you any further than when you are. How about this, y'all, though? This is a big one. No clear goals. You know, people talk about they want to finish strong, but then you asking them what they finishing strong and they don't really know what the goal is and what they're working towards. That's why it's very important that you always sit down, look at your goals, make sure it's clear, make sure you're understanding what your next steps is going to be and how you're going to get there. Because if you don't have a clear goal, it's hard to finish strong when you don't know what direction you're going in. So, three things or four things, thanks to Mary and Gail. Life, procrastination. Oh, did I talk about procrastination? I did not. I kind of went on about life, having too much on your plate, procrastination. You can't finish strong and be procrastinating. You have to, we talking about this last quarter, you have 90 days to get it done. So procrastination is not your friend. There's no room for procrastination. And if you find yourself procrastinating, you're going to have to ask yourself, why are you procrastinating? What is causing you not to move forth and to make excuses for why you should not be moving towards your goal? Sometimes it can be fear, a lack of motivation, um, forgetting what the purpose is. And sometimes it's just the goal is no longer important to you, so you don't put no effort in it. So, you don't do it because it's just no longer important to you. That is one of the biggest reasons why you always have to go back and assess what you're working on, the goals that you have for yourself, because what was important to you in January may not be important to you in June. Or life might have happened and you had to shift and you just still cannot go towards that particular goal the way you wanted to. And you have to make some modifications because you don't necessarily have to change the goal, but you can change how you're going to get there and you can change when you're going to get there. See, I think sometimes people forget the fact that we can change some things when it comes to our goals. We can change the deadline date. We can change the goal, actually. So think about that. Gail said, that's me too. What's you too, Gail? Tell me what's you too. Explain that. Give me a little bit more to that. And while I wait for her to text that, put that in the comments. So, procrastinate. Oh, I think she's talking about the procrastination. And sometimes we just don't feel like it. We just don't have the motivation. When you are a doer, when you are a goal getter, and you are constantly moving towards trying to achieve your goals, sometimes you get tired. A lot of times you get tired. You get mentally tired. You get emotionally tired. And you do have to just kind of step away and take a break. Like for me, I try not to work on Fridays at all. I try to let Fridays be the day that's my day. That's kind of like when I go to the hairdresser. I ain't been in a while, so I'm rocking the braids, but I go to the hairdresser. I go to Sweet Greens and get my salad. Believe it or not, I go to the dollar store, get my popcorn that I absolutely love, the movie popcorn. And I try to use that day for me as a reprieve to try to just kind of rest, give my brain a mental rest, give my body a mental rest, and just kind of breathe, exhale, And so I can regroup and refocus, because I also work on Saturdays and a lot of times on Sundays. I'm trying not to do that as much either on Sundays, but we need a reprieve, and you lose your motivation when you just going, 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 going. We have to stop and take care of physically, mentally, anyway. Here we go again. I don't know what all this little black twirling is, but guess what? Maybe it's a commercial break. So that's what we're gonna do. Gail said I stopped wanting to work on the goal anymore once I realized I get it. Okay, I got you. I got you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a commercial break, and then we're gonna come back. And when I come back, we're gonna talk about 5 strategies that I think that can help you finish strong. So let's get into it. Yes, 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 yes. How do we finish strong? Mhm. All right, all right. I want to thank my sponsor, Tea Lovers Cafe. If you have not tried Tea Lovers Cafe, I do encourage that you do try Tea Lovers Cafe. I love Tea Lovers Cafe. I'm drinking it actually today. I have some champagne raspberry. I'm drinking it warm today because here in the DMV area, uh, I think we skipped fall and went straight to winter. So it's sweater weather for real here. So getting back to finishing strong, 6 strategies I think that are key if you want to finish strong. And these are strategies for anyone. I don't care what industry you're in, because finishing strong, as I said, is not just about small business, big businesses. It's also about individuals and organizations. Everybody wants to finish the year strong. They want to make sure that they have met the mission of the organization, they have met their numbers. If you have a business, you have met your budget, you sold all that you wanted to sell, you met your retail goals. Everybody, individuals, we want to make sure that we have met our personal and professional goals. So these 5 strategies that I'm going to talk about are strategies that can help anyone, no matter what industry that you're in. And we talked about the first one a little bit, making sure you have clear goals. It is no way possible that you Mary Jones put up sunshine, put up a palm tree and some sunshine and a heart, Miss from California. So that means she's probably enjoying 80-degree weather. Hi, Christian. How are you? But the first one is make sure you have clear goals. You can't finish strong if you don't know what you're working towards. You must have clear goals. You must have a SMART goal. It must be specific. It must be measurable. It must be attainable. It must be trackable. So please make sure. And she is joining for the Philippines. Yes, yes, yes. So yes, we are international over here at Tea Talks with Tawan. Yes. So please make sure that your goals are clear and you understand what it is that you're working towards. Because when you don't have a clear goal, you don't know what steps to take. And if you don't know what steps to take, it is going to be impossible for you to finish strong. See, finishing strong means you know the path that you're going to take and you know where you're trying to get to. And when you don't have clear goals, you don't know what the destination is. So make sure that you have clear goals. Now, the second strategy is commitment. You have to make a commitment to yourself. It's a saying out here. I think it says, it doesn't matter how you start, but it's how you finish. I think it does matter how you start, because that plays a role also to how you proceed through and how you finish. But a lot of people start off slow. And a lot of people from beginning never make a commitment to themselves about their goal, how important it is to them and how they want to achieve it. So please commit yourself. If you're in this last quarter and you want to achieve whatever goal that you have set for yourself, personally or professionally, commit yourself to taking whatever action that is needed and required to get you across that finish line so you could obtain the prize. Because remember, finishing strong means that you obtain the prize. So make the commitment to yourself, and make the commitment to the goal that you will be intentional about doing whatever it is needed to get you across that finish line. And a lot of people don't commit themselves to it because, a commitment is what? A commitment. Something you said that you're going to do and you need to finish and follow through. Only time you would break that commitment is something happens life-wise and you just cannot honor that commitment. And then you just change the goal. The next thing is be patient. Yes, you have 90 days and you're trying to finish strong, but you're going to also have to be patient with yourself because guess what's going to happen? Life is going to happen. Some things are going to come and throw a monkey wrench in your program, and you're going to have to be patient with yourself. Don't get frustrated, and be ready to have a plan when something comes and kind of changes it, but be patient with yourself. Now, this next one, these are two powerful words that we could ever use, and they play a huge part when it comes to finishing strong. Yes and no. Yes and no. When you're talking about finishing strong, first of all, you have to say yes to yourself. You have to say yes, and that's a part of your commitment. When you say yes to yourself, you're saying yes to being committed to doing whatever it will take to get you to the goal, whatever you would take that does not compromise who you are, your integrity. So you have to say yes, but you also gotta say no. When you're talking about getting through this 90 days, that 90 days is going to go very quickly. So in those 90 days, you can't do everything that you want to do. There are some things you're going to have to sacrifice if you really want to finish strong and get across that finish line. So there are going to be times when you're going to have to say no. When Murray invites me out to California and say, hey, Tawan, come on out here for a week. Girl, I got you. All you got to do is pack your bags and you got a room in my house. You can stay. But I know I have goals and things I need to do. And I know that I cannot go because that distraction will keep me from taking some of the steps that I need to do. I'm going to have to say, Murray, I can't do it. Hopefully that you will extend that invitation to me later on. Let's just say, Gail, say, come on, Tawan, let's go out to dinner. I might can't go out to dinner because I might need to be working on some orders, or I might need to be making follow-up calls to potential coaching clients. So there are going to be opportunities and times where you have to say, no, I cannot do this at this time. And Murray said, but when you can, the door's open. Okay, Murray, I need a vacation. Don't tip me. Don't tip me. But the last thing, do things differently or do different things. We've all heard this saying, doing the same thing, expecting the same results is lunacy. Well, all the things that you did getting up to this last quarter, some things may have worked and some things may not have worked. But when you're looking at how you're going to get across that finish line and how you're going to finish strong, you now have to change how you're doing certain things because now you're really trying. You have excelled or excelling to get to that finish line. So you can't always do what you were doing. Now you have to think of what can I do differently to pivot and to shift me and to get me to the end of this finish line. And that means like your mindset has to change. Your mindset has to change in this last 90 days. It really has to do a shift. And once your mindset shift, you'll start thinking about different and creative ways to get to where you want to get to. So you have to do things differently or do different things. You can figure out which one it needs to be, or it might be both. If you're used to, I'm trying to think of a good way to do things differently. If you're used to just posting once or twice a week, you might want to decide that I need to be posting sales and items 5 times a week. That's doing something different. Or you might want to say, I need to hire what is it called, social media manager to help me to do some of the posting so I can put some of my time and energy somewhere else so I can make sure that I can accomplish the goal. So you need to do things differently or do different things. And I think that one is very key because we always say, okay, well, I did, this is what I did last year to finish strong. This is what I did last year, or this is what I've been doing all up until this point, and I really have still been successful. But finishing strong, that means you really want to exceed and go beyond, especially if you're in one of those industries where numbers matter. And if you're in your own business, numbers matter there. But let's say if you're a car salesman and you want to sell, you usually sell 10 cars per month, but in finishing strong, you want to sell 15 to 20 cars a month. You got to change how you do things. How are you going to do that? I want to say for all of you who are on here, for anybody who's going to watch later, I wish you well in these next 90 days. I hope that you do finish strong, that you stick with your goals. And I'm going to tell you one of the most important things that you can do in finishing strong is get an accountability partner. Get someone who has the same mindset that you have towards achieving goals, who is going to be responsible for holding you accountable like a coach or a mentor, and let them help you get through the next 90 days so that you can finish strong. You have what it takes. I wish you all well with finishing strong. Remember, I believe everybody needs a little TLC. I'm talking about that transformational lifestyle on best life. If you follow me, somebody want to try to take me off before my time. If you follow me, I definitely want to invite you. I'm just trying to find what I want to send you. I definitely want to invite you. Everybody knows that I have a movement called Women Walking in Their Own Shoes. We will be celebrating 10 years on the 30th of this month. I am super excited about celebrating this 30 years. I'm super excited about celebrating this 30 years. I'm trying to figure out where I was going to show you something, but I have not figured out how to show it to you, so I won't. But next time, if you join me next Monday here at the same time at 8 o'clock, I will give you more information about how you can join me and celebrate us at our Empowerment Tea and Silent Auction. Again, I wish you well. I want to say that you can finish strong. Remember the 5 strategies that I've given you that can help you. Go back and watch this, and please share with somebody else. And please, please, please like and subscribe and continue to join us and advertise on LinkedIn and other social medias other than IG and Facebook. You're absolutely right, Murray. Sometimes you got to go outside of what is known for us. So I just want to say thank you for being here with Tea Talks with Tawan. It has been a pleasure. I hope that you were able to glean from what I have shared today, share with somebody else, and help another sister or brother be able to finish strong. Peace out.